Hello, wonderful people. You're welcome to Lawyers Info Hub. I'm here to share another wonderful tips with you. I share content that will help you become a better lawyer. Lawyers Info Hub is born out of passion to impart knowledge, passion to teach law, passion to help someone out there to become better in your practice, in whatever you're doing. So today's lecture based on the effect of inconsistencies in the evidence of a witness in a criminal trial in Nigeria. We're going to take it easy so that you also understand it perfectly and you will be able to share the knowledge you get here to someone else without struggle. I believe that one can learn, without stress. One can learn in a calm style. One can learn without really, making it look like law is so difficult. We can demystify it and make it easier for someone else to listen, learn, and also share with ease. So sit back and relax. I want to thank my returning subscribers. It's been amazing. You're the reason why I'm still here creating content. Thank you, my subscribers. I appreciate. This is Lawyers Info Hall, and I'm your girl Mercy. Please hit the subscribe button, share this video because I know the content I create, for the betterment of your life. It helps you to become better, to learn new things that you don't know, or due to an oversight, you were not able to grab those tips. So I want to see your comments. I want you to hit the like button, share this video to someone because even if you don't need it, your neighbor, your friend, your colleague might also need it. Now, in a criminal trial, when the prosecution, opens their case, they call their witnesses to prove the uh, offense that the defendant is charged with or the accused person is charged with. You know, it is important that attention is being that we pay attention to what is happening because if peradventure you will counsel to the defendant, you know, you need to pay attention to details, you need to pay attention to their story, you need to pay attention to when they are giving their evidence so that it will help you, analyze the case further, get your points, get your facts straight. It will help you to, by the time you're doing your final address or peradventure the judgment is against you, you want to go on appeal, you have valid points to use for your notice of appeal as grounds of appeal. Now, well, the prosecution is not under any obligation to call a certain number of witnesses because it's not about the number of witnesses, rather the quality of the evidence. Even if it's two people, one person, it doesn't matter. The essence is their evidence, enough? Is it capable of proving the offense that has been alleged? Okay, so when the prosecution has called its witnesses and they're giving evidence and you notice inconsistency in this their evidence, in their testimonies, and you must pay attention to know whether these inconsistencies they're material or they're just inconsistencies based on human frailty, in the sense that even if you call 10 persons to come and explain what happened, what they saw, there's no way 10 of them will say it exactly as they, if they say it exactly as they did, it will be assumed they rehashed it. Everybody will say it based on how they saw it, because two people cannot, explain the same thing the same way. Everybody must have seen it in from different perspectives and from different dimensions. Said to be contradictory. Well, when these witnesses give, inconsistent accounts of the same event, and for such inconsistency to vitiate the decision of the court, or you know, for it not to, for the contradictions to, affect the decision of the court, affect the judgment of the court, it must be so material that, it will cast doubts, on the veracity of the testimony, and it will be to the benefit of the accused. It's only a contradiction that is of a material fact that will make a court, to doubt that evidence. And, it's important attention is being paid when these, testimonies are being given in court via by witnesses. The case of Eke against the, it also see it in 2011 Nigerian Review Law Report Part 1235 at 589. Now, the case of also Garadima and the States 2018 10 WRN, that's the weekly report of Nigeria, page 29, is also material to what we are discussing. Now, the contradiction, the inconsistency which you are alleging that these three people or these three witnesses that testified for the prosecution gave, inconsistent testimony, or the evidence is inconsistent. The oral evidence and the statement are quite different. For it to, to be waiting for you to now, for it to affect the decision of the court, that contradiction must be fundamental to the real question before the court. You must understand it. It must be fundamental to the real question before the court. It must be material. It must be material that it will go to the root of the case, to not cast a reasonable doubt in the mind of the court. The case of Ezeibe and the state, the 1997 case is also very material. One Nigerian Weekly Law Report, part 484 at 632. Now the inconsistency that you're alleging should have, should negative, it should be such that it will negatively affect the case of the prosecution. To affect the veracity of testimony. Now the contradiction, also must not have been explained by the prosecution through any of these witnesses. It's important, even if you're a prosecution counsel and you notice that the testimonies being given by your witnesses are quite contradictory. The important it behoves on you to, during re-examination, to bring up that issue, that point that there was inconsistency through re-examination, and try and let the witness explain why there was inconsistency, or express why there was inconsistency, or to explain why what he or she said at this point was different from what he or she said at this point. It's not every minor discrepancy or inaccuracy in evidence, that amount to a contradiction or inconsistency. Especially where the witnesses are saying the same thing. It's maybe in a different way. Peradventure, maybe in the murder case, and three people are saying, we saw this person kill this person, or we saw that by circumstantial evidence. One person might say, I saw him when he was returning from the farm with his matches stained with blood. Another person will say, I saw him when he was going to the farm with so so person. The testimony must not really be the same, but what we will look at is, were there inconsistencies by the same witness who maybe said, I saw him kill her, only for him doing maybe cross examination will not say, no, I didn't see, rather I saw him with thorn, with blood stains on his machete or hole. So it's a big inconsistency, because you are saying I saw him, and later you're not saying I didn't see him, rather I saw him with. So you have to look out for such inconsistency, which should be material, not just a minor, discrepancy. Where there's a minor discrepancy, it will not affect the decision of the court. The court. We must also understand that it's important that by procedure, the attention of that witness whose evidence is contradictory has to be drawn. You, that is the defendant counsel, or whoever is on the side of the defendant, can, you know, reach out by questioning to the witness, on that issue of contradiction. So you have to note it and ask questions to establish that contradiction, to establish that inconsistency, and it should be examined on those parts. It should be examined on those parts of it, so that to if the, to, to show clearly to the court that there is the veracity of this witness is in doubt. The veracity of the evidence is given is not a truthful witness. Now, if no examination, or no, if no explanation is preferred for these consistencies, the court will not rely on it to be seen as an unreliable evidence. So on the part of the prosecution counsel, we have to call, during re-examination for those inconsistencies to be cleared. Then on the part of the defendant, you have to question that witness on those material inconsistencies, probe it, question it, let your questions dwell on those inconsistencies, so that to bring to the knowledge of the court that, my lord, it is safe to rely on this evidence which is inconsistent and not contrary, and the effect of that it should inure to the benefit of the defendant. Very important. You have to look at the case of Orisalen, the state, the 2018 28 Weekly Report of Nigeria, page 96. Very, 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 very important. Look out for these cases. You know, look out for these cases. Um, it's important that as a counsel on both sides, you have a duty. As a prosecution counsel, duty to explain these inconsistencies. As a defendant counsel, duty to question, to examine this witness on those inconsistencies, to probe the veracity of this witness, this evidence, so that the court will understand why you're saying a lot is it is unsafe to convict the accused on the inconsistent evidence given by the witness. And remember that the inconsistency, the contradiction must be material, not just a minor discrepancy. Because I earlier told you that there's no way 10 people can relate a situation or an event the same way. They are being consistent. If 10 people say the same thing, so it could be more like a rehearsal, But as a court of justice, courts giving opportunity to everyone to prove his or her case. So both counsel have the duty to play. The defendant should not, because inconsistent be raised, not keep quiet. You have to question that witness on those inconsistencies. You have to question him, question him very well to know the effect, so that the court will see it clearly. Because once it is established, the court will give the accused person the benefit of that and cannot convict when there's a major contradiction. So, friends, understanding this is very key in a criminal matter. Because sometimes you see that most times, when a criminal matter goes on appeal, there are grounds of appeal based on issue of inconsistency and all of that. Sometimes the appellate court has upheld it. Some other time the appellate court will say it's a minor discrepancy. Some other time the appellate court might say, wow, this is a major discrepancy that the lower court ought to have averted use our mind to. So as ministers in the temple of justice, we have a role to play. That you are the defender doesn't mean you should not keep quiet, like, oh, you have inconsistency. You must question it, bring it to light. Question it so that the court will have that in mind, the fact that it's unsafe to convict the defendant based on this the evidence of the prosecution that is inconsistent or contradictory. So, friends, it's been an amazing time. Please learn something today on the effects of inconsistency, the evidence of the prosecution witness in the criminal trial, what the court will do, the procedure that should be taken by both counsel, to bring it to light, because remember that it's not all inconsistency that the court will attend to. It has to be a major contradiction. It has to be a major inconsistency, not just a minor inconsistency. And the fact that both the prosecution counsel should try to explain the inconsistency, then as a defendant, examine the witness on those inconsistencies. So, friends, it's been an amazing time. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit the subscribe button share this video. Please click on the like button, like this video and share it. I thank you for supporting me all the way from the time we started with one subscriber, and now we are over 1,500, and every day we're getting subscribers. I'm very grateful. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for stopping by to watch what's happening in Lawyers Info Hub. Thank you for sending these videos to your friends and colleagues and asking them to subscribe. I appreciate it. I may not know you, but this is a medium for me to say thank you very much. I am here because you are there. I appreciate you a lot. Sending your comments, sending your DMs, sending questions, sending. We also have the membership uh, platform. You can see it when you go to the channel on the homepage, on the dashboard. You'll see the membership uh, the carders. So you choose the one you want. So, but let me get your comments. Let me get your criticisms. Let me get your comments on this video. Thank you very much. Please keep watching Lawyers Info Hub. Tell your friends about Lawyers Info Hub. Go out to our chat down and scan through. There's a lot of content there. So if you don't learn, because I know how you come to this channel without you learning something. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Please do stay safe.